In today's Leeds news, Joe Gelhardt expected to go out on loan. Leeds under-21s in action. Updates on Weston McKennie negotiations. Tete linked with Leeds. And Marcelo Bielsa to Everton. Hey folks, Jer here on the 27th of January. Transfer talk. 4 days left. Is it 4 or is it 5? It's 4. It's 4 days left. I hope you're having a good week. Friday, last video of the week, but we will have a live stream tonight at 9 p.m. UK time on Transfer Talk on this channel. We'll have Joe from the Just Joe Show, Rocco, Dean and Luke will be joining us as well to go through the transfer stories of last week. There's a lot of stuff happening today as well, so there could be some updates by the time we get to 9 p.m. this evening as well. So that's coming later on today. Let's crack on and start off with the bit of news. So outgoing wise, Joe Gelhardt is expected to have a medical at Sunderland either today or tomorrow. They appear to have won the race to sign the player. It's unsure whether the sacking of Kolo Touré has moved Joe away from Wigan or the fact that they're involved in a relegation battle. But the fact that he's now could now be involved with Sunderland, who are in the chase for the playoffs, it's a much more positive environment for him to be going into and to try and strike some goals and to get some form going. So fingers crossed for Joe. That should be confirmed before the end of this week. In other news, Leeds under-21s are in action today, 2 p.m, and they're taking on Norwich City at the Lotus Training Centre. That game is live on LUTV if you want to catch that. One small story just to throw in, because people keep asking me about Sasa Lukic. What's the story with Sasa Lukic? What's the deal there? It appears Sasa Lukic is on his way to Fulham in a deal between £8 and £9 million. A bargain for a very, very good player, but it looks like a player once linked with Leeds is now heading to Fulham instead. So let's get on to the main ones today. We're flying through this because there's a bit to talk about. Let's talk about Weston McKennie. And there's some. It's a weird morning and a weird evening. So Weston McKennie, according to Fabrizio Romano, talks between Leeds and Juventus progressed really well overnight. He said that there's still a gap in the structure of the deal. Leeds are said to have increased their offer from €28 million, which is about £22 million, up towards €30 million, which is about £27 million, £26 million. There's still a gap. They still want 35. They're trying to work on the structure of the deal to try and please everybody. Both clubs are working on the structure. McKennie is still training with Juventus currently, but is expected to miss their weekend's games. And Romano has said that he expects the deal to be completed by the weekend. Now, whether Leeds, they're so deeply invested in this now. They put a huge amount of work into this. Arsenal are still sniffing around the outsides of this, so it would make sense for Leeds to try and get this done as quickly as they can and get to an end point. You don't want to pay over the odds for a player. You want to have a structure of a deal that you can afford and can allow you to do other stuff as well. But you don't want to be caught with your pants down like we've been before by waiting too long with deals. So we'll have to wait and see. It's a good signing. It's a positive move. It's a big player to come into Leeds that will definitely add a lot of quality in the middle of the park as well, and more options as well. Romano thinks that the deal is possible to happen by the weekend, and he said that the clubs are very close. Very close. So it depends on what you read. There's a couple of places saying there's still a gap and they're not sure, and there's other places, Romano specifically, saying they're locked negotiations going well. Shouldn't be an issue here, should get done. So we'll have to wait and see. Marcelo Bielsa, this is a funny one as well. I haven't done the Bielsa stuff either with Burnley or with Everton, because there's just part of me doesn't think he's going to do it. But yesterday he was pictured flying into Heathrow, a Daily Mail exclusive. Now, I was going to say it, Daily Mail is a bit of a rag, so you don't believe a huge amount. The picture of Bielsa walking through versus a picture of him that the guys from the Scandinavian Supporters Club took at their meeting with Bielsa, he looks a lot younger, he looks a lot slimmer, and look a lot healthier now. Well, a bit. Now, a lot of that is, could be nothing. He was wearing a baggy jumper the night that he was seen. He was wearing a gilet and a t-shirt coming out of Heathrow. A bit of dye in your hair and taking your glasses off can make a big difference to your appearance. He was wearing Adidas trainers, and Bielsa lives in Adidas kit, so that was enough for me to say it's probably the man. However, though, Sky Sports reporting this morning that Sean Dyche looks like he's going to be offered the Everton job. So it looks like Bielsa has flown across England to either meet the Everton owner face to face, get a kind of a gauge of whether this guy is the real deal and what the structure of the club is really like, or he's in England for something else. And just a bit of coincidence here. But you couldn't get two managers more poles apart. You've got Bielsa, who believes in creating culture and structure within a club and wants everyone playing the same way, and is big on style and philosophy and his vision of how football should be played. And then you've got Sean Dyche, who just goes long ball football and is overly direct and it's probably an oversimplification of what Dyche does, but you know what I mean. Couldn't be further apart in terms of those two. And to go with Sean Dyche over someone like Bielsa, you'd hope for Everton's sake, Bielsa turned them down, and it wasn't a decision by the board to go with Dyche over Bielsa. So it's a strange one there. Anyway, the big story this morning, and I'm just going to say this at the start. I could be wrong here, but massive pinch of salt with this, even though it is coming from L'Equipe in France, or L'Equipe, or whatever we want to pronounce it. And this kind of this morning, it's kind of shocked people, and it's caught a lot of people off guard, myself included. And it's basically, this is the story. According to French sports outlet L'Equipe, Leeds are on the verge of signing Shakhtar Donetsk winger who is on loan at Lyon, Tete, for a deal between 17 and 19 million pounds. According to L'Equipe, the deal is pretty much ready to go. Leeds could sign the player today. Now, there are some conflicting reports on this, so to give the full deal. Fabrizio Romano is saying that Leicester are locked in talks around signing of Tete, and that Leeds are focused on McKennie. So there's no major truth in there. A couple of outlets are saying that Leeds have just seen a player, they just seen a player available that they liked before and have nipped in ahead to try and get the deal done. It appears to be either a mistaken identity in terms of mixing up Leicester and Leeds, a typo, which is unusual for an outlet as renowned as L'Equipe and as known as for what they produce in terms of stories. They're usually a very reputable source of information. But there is lots of things. Tom Cairnduff on Twitter put it really well, and I liked this, so I wanted to mention it. He said there's 3 reasons that this is happening, or it's been rumoured to happen. 1, Harrison is leaving, and this is a replacement for Harrison. If he goes for 35 to Leicester and we bring in Tete for 17, great deal, right? 2, it's a mistake. It's just a mistake. It's a typo or a mix-up of clubs. And the other option is that it's just a fact that a player has come available that Leeds like, and Leeds have had on their shortlist for a while, and they're going to nip in and try and get him done now. If Leeds managed to pull off Weston McKennie and someone like Tete in the same window, now I wish we'd go and sign a centre-back. I really wish we'd go and sign a centre-back. But if we were going to sign another 2 players in this window, the winger one's a strange one for me because Jesse doesn't play wingers. Now, he plays inverted wingers more so than wingers. Like Somerville's a winger, but he plays inverted, Is there anything in it? I don't know. As I said, we've got transfer talk tonight at 9 o'clock. Might have more information by then on McKennie and on Tete as well, and on the evolving Bielsa situation as well. So it's been a bit of a mad morning, to be honest with you. Some of the stories are flying around. It's heated, really has started to heat up. 4 days left in the window. I will be doing a live stream for the last hour of the transfer window on Monday or Tuesday, whatever day it is next week. But it's getting interesting. Stuff is starting to sync up and fall into place, and there's some mad rumours coming in on the outside as well. Remember yesterday, Igor Julio from Fiorentina was linked with Leeds as well, in this by a source in Italy. So there's a lot of players' names still being mentioned. There's still a lot of agent stuff going on as well. People trying to get moves away from clubs as well. So take everything with a pinch of salt. The Tete thing, I can be wrong, and I'm happy if I'm wrong on this, but I don't know. I think it's a mistake. I'm not signing the player. It's a mistake, as in I think the article has made a mistake. So we'll have to wait and see. But that's pretty much it for today, folks. We are 15 subscribers off 5,000. So if you want to give us a sub, you can. That would be awesome. And as I said, we're back tonight, 9 p.m. for our transfer talk. There will be a notice on the page with the upcoming stream tonight. As I said, Joe from Just Joe Show, the Rocco Dean will be joining us, and Luke will also be joining in as well. Good group to talk about where we are right now. Players that are coming in have come in, where Leeds are now and how we feel about that, and the links to the players who are coming in or could be potentially coming in over the next couple of days. That's pretty much it, folks, for today. Thank you very much as always for watching. I really appreciate it. Have a fantastic Friday afternoon. Fingers crossed I'll see you tonight at 9 p.m. See you then. Bye.